Hello and welcome back to a brand new video. It's an absolutely cracking day here in Portugal, and this weather makes it so easy for us to get loads of stuff done, which you're going to see in today's video. The off-grid property is looking amazing, and every single day so much more stuff gets done, and it's really exciting to see all these different changes. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to our channel so you don't miss a video. There's a lot going on in every single video, and also click that notification button so you get notified when we do drop a video, because we do occasionally drop the midweek one. So buckle up and enjoy today's video. Hello, sweet Ginjey. Have you just woken up? You have. Are you coming to power up in the sun? Are you gonna roll over? Here we go. Oh, she loves to recharge. It's your favourite thing, isn't it, my love? In her element. I wanted to give you an update on my veggie garden. It's doing well, even though it's had goats literally ripping cabbages out of the soil and running off with them, and another goat literally jumping into the raised bed and trampling all over it, but managing to miss every single plant, which I think is actually unbelievable. And I'm still very grateful that that happened. Not that they jumped in, but that they didn't actually trample on anything. But my garden is still clinging on for dear life, trying its absolute hardest and doing quite well, I must say. Some of the plants are being eaten in the night by, I suspect, earwigs. But most of them are doing quite well. So let me show you what the hell is actually managing to survive in this wild environment. So the U-shaped one is my main garden bed. I've still not quite gotten round to filling those two up, but I am filling them slowly. And this one's looking quite bare because there is some space for new stuff to go in, and we've got some things from last year as well. We've got a little spaghetti squash here, clinging on to life and doing all right. A random onion, some tomatoes. These are normal sized tomatoes, and then we've got cherry tomatoes further along here, and they're very small. There it is. There's one, two, another one there, one here. And there's random things. I don't know if I planted that or if that's a weed, so I'm going to leave that and see what's going on. We've got some of last year's, I want to say this is chard, but I can't remember, spinach, and the new onions that I planted here. These ones were planted a long time ago, directly into the earth. I'm going to say a long time, I'm talking probably 4 months ago. And then these ones I planted the other day that had grown from seed. They're still kind of a bit in shock that they've been planted in the ground. Here's the hoof mark. And then we've got some more spinach. I planted the onions all along the edge, along with tomatoes. And then we've got some more squash, cucumber. Something has been nibbling away at its main leaves, which is making life hard for them, and then some more small onions growing through. And the peas seem to be very happy. I'm going to remove the lettuce because it's bolted, so it'll be gross, and I'll give that to the chickens. And I cut another one and gave that to the chickens. And then there's another one here, and I do think I planted this actually. I don't know what it is, but we will see.
Good morning, it is another beautiful day, and you probably guessed already, but I'm at the off-grid property. I've got lots to be getting on with here every single day, and I've also got John with me today, which is a massive help. There's blue skies, it feels a lot cooler today, which is nice because we've got a breeze, and that is good because I'm going to be out in the sun all day, moving stuff and working on the tractor. Let me show you what I'm going to be getting up to. So while I'm getting the tractor ready, John is just moving all of the old windows, pallets, and any junk that is just lying around that is in our way for the task that we're going to do today. So you can see all of these old windows I'll definitely take with me to Miracle Mountain, and especially this kayak. I can't wait to use that in the lake. I got loads of tiles over there, but there's also stuff that is fairly useless, like all these bits of metal. They will go to the scrapyard.
While I'm clearing away the junk, I've came across this antique Indie Projects bonnet.
That's amazing.
So obviously top quality. It's been sitting in here in the elements for long enough. So I would suggest get yourself out to the indieprojects.com and check out the very robust merchandise.
I like the advert. But that is really good, isn't it?
Unbelievable.
Like, that's been sitting there for at least 3 years in the elements, and it's all good. It is really nostalgic going through all of our old belongings here at the off-grid property, and some of them are actually really useful and we'll be taking back to Miracle Mountain, and then there's other stuff that just needs to go straight to the tip and is fairly useless, just kind of like the bits of metal lying around and stuff that has no use any longer. The last thing I want for the people who actually buy this property is to move in and have to deal with loads of junk that I've left behind. The next job on the agenda for today is to get rid of all of these burn piles. There's one here, and as you enter the property, it just looks a little bit unsightly, but this is brilliant stuff for the garden. So I'm gonna leave it for the next owners to use, and I'm just gonna put it on the compost pile.
Why do we use Squarespace? If you have a shop on your site, then with the flexible payment options, checkout has never been easier. You can accept credit cards, PayPal, and even offer buy now or pay later with Afterpay and Klarna. With Squarespace Blueprint AI, their guided design system takes the guesswork out of building your website. Using the prompts, you choose what you'd like and go from there. Terms like SEO can be off-putting, but simply put, they optimize your site and help it stand out in search results. With their integrated SEO tools, you can get discovered by more people faster. And with their fluid engine, customization is at your fingertips. Drag, drop, and create on the go with ease. You don't need to worry about understanding code or messing around with heavy technical features, as Squarespace is designed with the user in mind. So if you haven't already, then definitely click the link in our description or head to squarespace.com/indieproject or use our code indieproject for a 14-day free trial and 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain.
Back again.
So me and John absolutely just smashed the first task way quicker than I thought we were gonna. The tractor, yet again, just makes life so much easier, but check out how it's looking now. Such a nice gentle breeze today. It doesn't actually feel that warm, but you'll burn pretty easily in this weather. But you can see that's where one of the burn piles was, and we've done all three. And now it just looks like a bare piece of dirt. So hopefully stuff will grow back on there soon enough. And now I'm just gonna walk up to the next location. I'm gonna fire the tractor up and get going once again. But this place, every day, is just improving so much. So as you already know, I've already used a lot of the stone that was lying around, but there's still quite a bit in a pile in the way. And I'm gonna get a gravel and sand delivery really soon. And they need to get a big truck through here, which isn't gonna happen right now where the stone is. So I've got a nice idea of what I'm gonna use it for.
And then there's more peas, another pea, onions. I'm gonna move this parsley because it is just exploding and plant something else there. I've got some onions. This was a random thing I planted. I don't know what it was, but it's had its leaves eaten over the last few days. And there was a cucumber here. You can see its stalk. Something has completely eaten it. There's literally just a stalk there. So that's a bit sad. I don't know what to do about that. And then these are my gorgeous snapdragons that I planted last year. Oh, they're just so stunning, and they're all beautiful, different colours. I love them so much.
So I'm thinking it'll be really nice, as you can see just there, that's the wood burning bath, and that's the outhouse. What I'm thinking is it'd be really cool to have some stone around here. It just looks like it would fit in really nicely. So I'm going to jump on a tractor and see if I can landscape this area of the outhouse a little bit. So we have just finished moving all of the stones and creating like another rock garden by the outhouse, and it's amazing how much better things look with a little bit of landscaping, a little bit of creativity. Let me show you. And I know I say it again and again and again, but having this front loader on the tractor makes life so much easier. It just means that I can move huge, great stones that I physically could not pick up by myself or with another person because they're just too heavy, and I can take them and dump them anywhere I need. Look at this now. We got a really nice little rock garden next to the outhouse, and it just really like solidifies the area. It just makes it feel like a really nice place. Also, it does look so much better in person. I wish I could teleport every one of you right here, because you just don't get the depth perception and everything on video, but that looks really good. I'm going to move on to the next thing, which is moving a load of the tiles out the way. It's amazing how much cleanup we've done today and how different the place is looking, how much smarter.
And this little bed in the front is kind of like a chaos slash herb one. I've got a mixture of marigolds. I took this one out. It's parsley that's doing really well, and it's just doing too well and is kind of overshadowing everything. So I wanted to give things some room to actually try and grow. Strawberries I've never managed to grow in my life, and this is the first year. I think I'm having success. I think I can see 2 growing 100%. So I'm happy about that. And this spinach is just looking sad, but doing well. I seem to be doing really well at growing parsley. I've got like 10 different varieties, and these are just some more flowers, daisies that I planted to help the pollinators. So you might have noticed that my gardening style is a little bit haphazard. I don't really follow a plan. That's why I like to use the phrase chaos gardener, because it generally is chaos. Not in the terms of like unfun chaos, fun chaos, because it's a surprise. I never know most of the things that I've planted, and the things that I do know that I've planted, it's nice to see them thriving. So I love the idea of giving everything labels so I know what's growing, and I did do that this year, but weirdly enough I did it with plants that I've grown before, so I know exactly what they are. So I did it with the onions, the tomatoes, the butternut squash, the pepper. There was another one, but I can't remember what it was. And I should have really done it for the plants that I wasn't 100% sure on. Maybe it was the first time I've grown them. So I've got quite a few growing that I don't know what they are. I'm looking forward to finding out what they are the further they grow and turn into a flower, a fruit or a vegetable. More than likely some type of vegetable. They tend to be what I grow. I think the strawberries are the only fruits that I'm actually growing. So I did used to be, when I first started gardening, very planned. I planned out the raised bed, exactly how it was going to be, how much space everything needed. I did the square foot gardening technique, which I really enjoyed, and it did work really well. I got a lot of stuff in a small space, which is brilliant. I definitely recommend that. Whereas this year, I've just kind of put things in here and there, put things in at different times, just kind of going with the flow and seeing what grows. It's definitely a hobby. We don't rely on the food I'm growing for us to stay alive. It's not our only food source. A lot of the stuff I grow as well, I grow for the animals. So I really do enjoy doing it. It gives me a reason to be outside, not just being outside to hang out with the animals and do my animal chores or spending time in the forest and doing that type of stuff. It gives me some nice time outside, focusing on the plants and nurturing them, seeing them grow every single day is really exciting. And I also don't take myself too seriously. Every day is an experiment. I never know what's going to grow, what's not going to grow. A lot of the time I forget where I've planted things, a bit like a squirrel. You know how they get ready for winter and plant loads of nuts in loads of different places and forget where half of them are. That's kind of how I garden. So I enjoy it. I know it's not for everyone, but for me, I love it.
So the next job is to fill the big ditch at the back of the house that I opened up to stop the water ingress, and I was going to put a French drain in there. But since then, I decided a much better system would be to put this nice big lean-to at the back of the property to create space for firewood and any storage, and also house the boiler and all of the solar wires and stuff like that. So that stopped all the water ingress into the back of the building, and now there's no need for a French drain. So what I'm doing is we're going to pick up all of the old tiles that were from the original roof of this barn, and we're going to crush them up and use that for the hardcore, because why would I go out to the building yard, buy a load of hardcore and just fill it in and then cover it with gravel, when I've got all of these old tiles lying around that are already broken and can't be used for roofing because most of the nibs have come off that actually attach them to the roof. So they're kind of worthless and useless, but they're perfect to reuse for this project. John's managed to get all of his anger out today.
Aye! Bastard! Tile therapy. Good for the heat.
Tile therapy.
And this is where the sexy slow-mo shot comes in.
This is like a Homestead starter kit. Your compost heap is ready to go. Look at all that lovely dirt mixed with basically charcoal, which is going to be amazing for their garden, because no doubt they're going to want to plant their own veggies and stuff.
I hope you have enjoyed today's video. It's really exciting seeing the progress day by day on the off-grid property. If you haven't already, do subscribe to our channel, turn the notifications on, and also follow us on Instagram if you use that. We're on there all the time, at the Indie Project or at 57.acres. We have 2 accounts on there where we share lots of different stuff. We also have Patreon, where we post our videos early, and also extra blog posts and stuff like that. So thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you on the next video.